This is my lovely assistant, Alex Kessman. Perhaps you're where are we starting? Oh yeah, we're going to start with the critics' pick. The critics' pick of the Cincinnati Fringe Festival. Yeah, let's wait till we have it, I guess. Did we forget it?
No, it's in the...
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't see the show, did you?
No, it sounds horrible.
Yeah, I didn't really like it.
Ladies and gentlemen...
No, go ahead,
okay.
no, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's critics' pick of the Fringe, Lolita, a three-man show.
Every year we get here, Jeff Cerrone looks at us and goes, "Welcome home," and it becomes more and more true. I think every year, fourth year, fifth year, fourth year at the Cincinnati Fringe,
Sixth year for
4 years, and we love it. And we'll keep. If you guys keep having the festival, we'll keep coming back.
Pick is one of my favorite additions to the pick since I started. I added this one 2 years ago, I think. But to me, this is I love this one because this is where the artists get to say to the other artist, "Nice fucking work. I really like that work you did, and I'd like to say you get my vote." So our artist pick of the Fringe this year, voted by a fairly large majority. I
Yes,
think, overall.
by quite a large majority. Ladies and gentlemen, your artist pick of the Fringe for 2013, Petunian Chicken.
I swear to God, I'm like this close to getting an OTR tattoo tonight.
This next one is also one of my favorites and named for a dear friend of ours, the Linda Bowen full frontal pick of the Fringe. The full frontal who see usually most, if not all, of the shows got super pissed that they only got one vote one year. Super pissed! I'm just kidding, but they did. They see every single show and they thought, you know, we feel like we have a different opinion than some people do who only come to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 shows. Hey, watch it. Let's not get judgy. Let's not get judgy, Wands. So we added a full frontal pick of the Fringe, and we named it for a very dear friend of ours. And this year's full frontal pick of the Fringe belongs to Ain't True and Uncle Paul.
Yeah, this is definitely the best first experience at a first festival for me that I've ever had. So, thank you guys so much. It's great.
All right, next up, we want to do, we have 2 audience pick of the Fringe Awards, which we started when we started Fringe Next, because we have a Fringe Next pick of the Fringe Award, and I would like to do that one next. So Fringe Next, if you don't know, is a Fringe festival basically for high school artists. And to me, it's an incredibly exciting opportunity to not only have high school artists, these guys literally write, produce, direct, star in, design, they do everything. They create their own pieces of theater. And they're 14 to 17 years old. And so I hope it's not past their bedtime. but I don't know if they're here. But the Fringe Next audience pick on the Fringe is "Thou Shalt Rot in Hell." Before he says anything, the very first solo show ever in Fringe.
It's really cool to win something like this when your high school bands your show because it says fuck. So thank you guys.
We have kind of weird like you for the Fringe. I think we should say pissing off high schoolers for the Fringe next.
Proving guidance counselors wrong.
Next up, I would like to do the audience pick of the Fringe. The audience pick of the Fringe. Perhaps some of you will recognize this group from previous audience picks of the Fringe. This group has produced work in 3 festivals, I believe, perhaps 4, and this year received the most votes for the audience pick of the Fringe, and they are Vortex. Of the great unknown. Way! Your tank is heavy.
We all got really introverted all of a sudden. That's introvert-y with a Y dash. Okay, I guess I'm talking. Thank you very much. We co-wrote this show. Robin O'Neill Pistol, and she never wants to say anything. She likes to be behind the scenes, but I wouldn't be writing plays ever or doing anything with my life if it wasn't for Robin. And I'm just gonna shamelessly promote her before quickly just saying a thank you to everyone who was involved in our show and came and all of that. Robin is a creativity coach. And she does this for a living really well. She's actually coached a lot of the artists that are here. And I'm very lucky because we are partners in crime, and so I get free coaching from her. Which is awesome. And I just want to say, if you have a dream or a passion and you need some help getting going with it, Robin is your person, and everyone should come meet her. She's awesome. Okay, sorry, I know. Okay, this is probably way longer than it should be, but this show, we tried to do a show that was like going to be really small this year, and we ended up with about 50 people working on it. So just really, really quickly, is this okay to say?
Really quickly.
Thank you to our director, Sarah Clark. Thank you to our cast, Tori Wiggins, Jen Joplin, Dash Waterford, Whitney, and everybody else. And thank you for this.
All right. Yeah. So before we move on, as you all know who voted for the audience pick of the Fringe, you fill out little ballots. While we sometimes get unique comments and commentary about people or shows, this one felt award-worthy. Only because it seems to fit so well the theme of this show. And so, Chris, if you could read this aloud.
Ladies and gentlemen, the selection for worst production of the Fringe Festival goes to This Is One Shitty Party.
Accepted. So bad.
And they put my pick of the Fringe is worst production of Fringe, shitty party dash so bad they didn't put their name. I couldn't believe it was me.
Guys, that was the fucking point.
Support we're in theater, guys. Support we're in theater. We're all weird.
For everything you've done. We all love each other. It's really great.
All right, everybody, get back.
We always do it one day.
Can we come back next year?
Yeah, totally. Just so you don't think we're complete assholes, we did ask permission before we did. But that was fucking real. Someone submitted that. So thanks for the extra award, whoever. All right, so now we have two last awards. We have the Founders Pick of the Fringe and the Producers Pick of the Fringe. So the Founders Pick of the Fringe, I don't want to say it was a bust, but they just weren't here very long, so they didn't get to see very many shows. And so they all kind of had a pretty strong opinion about some first week shows, but no one got to see any of the second week shows, and we felt kind of bad about that. So we took into account not only their opinions, but also sort of the idea of why they were founders and what this festival was founded upon and why this festival was founded. And we took both their input as well as our input as producers, and we decided that we would award this award to two groups. Now, I will also say that we've given a lot of awards in the last 12 days. We are out of fucking frames. And the fact that, yeah, I know, those are the last two assholes. The fact that we're giving two Founders Awards, as well as two Producers Awards, has limited us to the number of awards we'll actually be able to hand to people tonight. So we have opted to both not hand one to a local group, as well as not hand one to someone who's not here. So the local group will get theirs, and we'll ship the other one later. And we apologize in advance for not having frames for you, but we thought that just a piece of paper with a printout on it looked even douchier than nothing.
You mean like what LCD just handed out?
No, I think there's something else.
Is there?
Oh yeah, they get like something else.
Oh, but
Holy crap!
a certificate suitable for framing will be mailed to you.
We should have made slips of paper! Alright, anyway, so we have two Founders picks that I would like to ask Chris to do, but only one of you is taking something home.
Ladies and gentlemen, this group was only in town a very short time, but in the
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I lied. Neither of you is taking anything home tonight. They're both going to the
Oh, yeah. I didn't even So this first group was only here a very short time, but while they were here, they made a very meaningful impact with their show that addressed the communication in this day and age. So we are proud to announce that the first Founders Pick of the Fringe goes to And All the Rest is Junk Mail. Pick of the Fringe goes to a local group who just should be rewarded for nothing else but taking a gigantic risk with their show, and I don't even know what else to say about
That's
it.
funny because you had a lot to say in the
I
office.
know.
We talked about this. The reason we're late is because Chris just kept going on.
Okay, all right, fine. You want me to get like really?
Well, give me like 30 seconds on it.
This show was a show that I had heard some bad things about prior to seeing it, but when I witnessed it, I recognized it for the truly brilliant piece of social commentary that it was. And I was absolutely thrilled to attend it. I was absolutely thrilled to watch the wonderful performances in it, hear the wonderful writing in it, and see that my 30 seconds are up. Ladies and gentlemen, our next Founders Pick of the Fringe goes to Pulling Off Procreation.
which is fuck. Yes!
I swear to God, we will mail you something. Please provide the event address. Don't chew that. Did he chew that? It's all. Oh, that's his saliva. Oh.
You can see it later.
All right, so we're down to the producers pick of the Fringe Festival. The producers pick of the Fringe Festival, while it sounds fancy schmancy, like it's just me sitting in the room with this tux jacket on deciding, it is in fact, the producer of this festival is not just me. The producer of this festival is everybody who works for us in a full-time capacity, and people who are involved with this festival for almost all of its existence. And so I rely upon those people to count to me because I don't get to see all the shows, and I feel sort of unfair to pick one out of 35 shows if I don't get to see all 35 of those shows. So this year, we have two producers pick of the Fringe for a couple of different reasons. We started thinking about, as we started, all kind of reflecting on the 10 years of history, and as I mentioned before, sort of the reason for the founders pick and the reason for kind of looking at what a festival production should be and what we look for out of festival productions. We look for a lot of different things. Obviously, quality of production, quality of artistic content, that kind of stuff. But also involvement in the community, shows that make you sort of walk away and think constantly that the guy